Hey guys, welcome to Adventure Camping Tactical Nut here, and today we're going to be talking about the Shelter Half system that I got from Jasmine's military surplus, so stay tuned. Alright guys, I want to talk to you a little bit about this system. I've used this a couple of times now, and I really enjoyed using it. You saw me and baby Glock on the camping trip using it. A couple advantages that I saw right off of the bat. One, with this type of canvas material, this blocked out all light. So just taking a nap during the afternoon, completely black. Sleeping at nights, there's no light that was getting out. And then of course no light that got in during the day. So definitely a real benefit there for sleeping. If you were in a bug out situation, having no light getting out of your tent would be a huge selling point in my opinion. Now what you get when you get the system, I'll go ahead and show you. I set this up with my trekking poles because that is one option that you have. But it does come with, supposed to be 6 of these poles. Unfortunately I left one in my garage. So just had to improvise a little bit. Next you get stakes. I've got 3 on each side. You got 3 more to be able to stake it out however you need. These are aluminum, really heavy duty. And so just so you know, all together with both halves, the poles and the stakes, you got about 7 pounds. And so, yes, there are ways to make this lighter if you wanted to. You could carry just a single half. That instantly cuts a couple pounds off. You could just use regular tent stakes or carve some tent stakes. That'll be fine. The poles, you could probably leave at home. Just tie up a ridge line in between 2 trees, drop the shelter halves over it, and that would be really good. So there's definitely ways of cutting weight. As you can see here, I do have a tarp down to sleep on top of. That's how I used it. You could just use poncho if you really wanted to use that. Especially if you know it's not going to rain, definitely just give you an extra barrier, but you can put your sleeping mat and then of course your sleeping bag on there. But it's really quick and really easy to set up, which was really nice. When you close it up at night, as you can see here, you can snap it shut. And so once again, no light getting in or out, and also no wind getting in or out. It was really good for that. Definitely kept out any kind of wind. The other tents that I've used, wind is definitely an issue. Because of the amount of ventilation, which is good because it keeps things warmer a little bit, but at the same time it can get pretty drafty. It was rock solid, and I definitely noticed it kept it a little bit warmer when me and baby Glock were out camping. But now what I really want to do is bring in someone who has actually used this for a long time when he was in the military, and so today we have with us Army Dude, my brother.
All right, thanks. What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? I do want to talk about this a little bit. Enjoyed listening to his presentation on it. I remember using this, and it was funny, when I walked into the yard and saw it set up, it immediately brought back memories of bivouac in basic training. I still remember setting it up that first time. I still remember sleeping in it, although we only had a couple hours. We didn't get to sleep much on that, but I remember when we closed these flaps at that night, it was actually warm inside of the tent. And I was in Oklahoma at the time for my basic training in the middle of winter. And it was snowing, and I still remember staying completely warm. We did have our tarps and our mats and our sleeping bags. And of course we had cold weather sleeping bags. But one thing, if you can see to the side of the tent, which I'm pretty sure you can, there's leaves. We used anything we could find to put under it to make it just a little bit softer. Just for that couple hours we were going to get asleep, we put it under there, but it also acted as an insulation. So if you pile, when we're talking about this stuff, if you seal off the edges where the tent stakes are on the edge, that takes another element of the light coming in, out. It also keeps weather out. You can actually seal yourself in this pretty well. It comfortably fits 2 people, and I'm talking about 2 adults. Can actually lay in here. Now, if you got a person that snores, that's just tough luck. Anyway, I remember it pouring down rain on us several times in this. And like he said, this is heavy duty. Light doesn't come in, so guess what doesn't come in either? the rain. We used to put up our ponchos on top just to be sure, just for an extra layer of security, making sure we didn't get wet in the middle of the night. Because a little bit of time you get to sleep, you want to be able to sleep. These poles, the ones that come with it, actually come up a little bit higher. There likes to be a piece that sticks out about that far, and you can actually tie off to it, make it nice and tight. You can actually put your poncho right over it without even having to tie it off. I always recommend tying it off because if a good gust of wind comes, you might lose it. But one of the other things that is wonderful about this is that once you button the hatches on this thing, you're going to generate heat in here, especially if you have two people. Two people generate plenty of heat, and you're actually going to be warm in this. You'll be crawling out of your clothes in your sleeping bag and everything else. You don't need all the extras. I promise you, this thing is thick enough to keep you warm in there. If you have a pop-up lantern, you know, you can definitely turn it on without worry of the light coming out. And like you said, in a bug-out situation, you don't want anybody knowing where you're at or what you're doing. So you actually got the perfect shelter. The good part about this, too, is if you don't want to carry the other half, you can make a lean-to out of it, which is really great because you could actually, if you wanted to carry both halves, but you only wanted to set up one half because it's too hot or whatever, you could actually use the other half as a blanket. You could actually wrap up in it. You could put it under you as another layer of support. But you have so many uses for this. You could do so many different things. One thing that I think is great to know about this is that it's not going to tear up. It's not going to mess up on you. This, you would really have to put some effort into tearing it. So, I mean, I wouldn't be throwing my knife at it or anything, but, you know, it is something that's going to withstand anything you throw at it on a normal basis. But other than that, that's about all I got.
Yeah, now just kind of keep in mind, I just threw my poncho over this because it doesn't come with it. The tarp, once again, I just put down just to show you what it looks like and how things go. But just so you know, I mean, for the time that I used it, I mean, great, affordable, what I like to call bomb-proof shelter for emergency situations, even if it's just an emergency shelter at your house for some reason, due to really bad weather or some kind of damage to your house, bug-out situation, or even just inexpensive way to get started into camping. Because there's a lot of people that might want to try it and might not want to go spend $200 on a tent and just to find out, it's not their thing. This kind of route, I mean, it's great. It's going to work, and if you didn't like it, well, you're not out a whole lot of money. So definitely highly recommended by me, recommended by my brother, somebody who's definitely put it to a lot of use, and I think you would really enjoy it. So check it out at Jasmine's Military Shop. I'll leave the links in the description below. And in the meantime, guys, be prepared, have fun. All right, guys, just wanted to give you one more look. I know we kind of ended the video a minute ago, but here we go. With it set out, now I have this side staked out. I didn't do this side just because we were walking in front of the shelter so much I didn't want, tripping over that. But just to give you an idea of how much shelter just half of this thing is, if you built your fire right out in front, you can then grab this other end, roll it up. It's still staked out right now. But plenty of heat is going to get reflected off of this from your fire. You could bring the shelter flaps in if you wanted to contain a little more heat, but in summer, if you want it to be cooler, you can spread them back out just like this to show you that you get a lot more ventilation, but you got plenty of cover. I mean, the top is coming out to here from me. So this is plenty of room for one person to easily spend a night. And just another option of what you got to work with this system. All right, guys, talk to you later.